On top of other expenses like rent and books, after graduation, students often find themselves blindsided with loans that they know little about. The average college student in the state of Minnesota will graduate over $30,000 in debt. These two student loan relief programs proposed by DFLers in the House would ease some financial burden for students so they can focus on learning. Boom Island Brewing Company, along with Minnesota Orchestra, is serving up a symphony in a glass this weekend. They're honoring the 150th anniversary of German composer Richard Strauss. Savannah's a tough girl, and she has a lot of support. Tonight, there's a room full of people here to show it in many different ways. From raffle tickets, to donated prizes, to hamburgers. It's all in support of this special little girl. That's right, Leah. We're live here at the Target Center for the 2014 Timberwolves home opener. They're taking on the Detroit Pistons tonight. We're looking forward to seeing how Flip Saunders will adjust as his first year back as head coach and how this young team will fill the void at the loss of Kevin Love. We'll be back later tonight with some highlights and post-game reactions. Back to you guys. Over 4,000 people in Dakota County depend on these buses to survive. Real soon, they'll have to find a new mobility service and new drivers. This has them very concerned. On Wednesdays from 2 to 5 in the afternoon, the dairy sales room on the University of Minnesota's St. Paul campus is open for business. What's different about what they sell here isn't just the U of M label. Dairy in these products comes from right here on campus.
You can't get more local than that.
It all starts here in the U of M Dairy Research Center. Nate McDonald is a grad student and the head herdsman. He's in charge of taking care of the animals on campus and teaching over 20 students how to research and care for dairy cows. Twice a day, all 122 cows are milked. These cows produce over 8,000 pounds of milk a day. That's about 900 gallons. Some of that milk will be taken across campus and made into dairy products.
So anything you get at like the dairy sales room, it would be all from here. They pick it up straight from here.
Half a mile from the barn, students learn how to pasteurize milk and make it into butter, ice cream, and cheese. They make about 500 pounds of cheese here a month.
You want to make sure that you're producing something good that the customers are going to like and you're going to like and that sort of thing.
Jody Nelson manages the store and makes sure all of the favorite flavors are stocked and orders are filled.
There's not very many cheeses that aren't popular.
And they are popular. Down the hall from the plant, once a week, room 166 turns into a busy marketplace.
For fresh cheese that's right here, I mean, $6.25 cheese curds, that's nothing can beat that really.
The store sells over 20 varieties of ice cream and more than 30 kinds of cheese. Customers can also buy meat products from the animal science department on campus.
It's kind of exciting to be able to know where it came from.
And what do they think of the finished product back at the barn?
It's the greatest cheese in the world. If you don't buy that cheese, you don't know what you're eating.
Customers at the sales room seem to agree. Hannah Flood, Murphy News Service. Evans Billy uses a wheelchair. He also skis, hangs out with his friends, and is a normal 22-year-old.
No, I'm not going to slow down, no.
He lives an active life and usually gets around on his own just fine, but says having another option would help.
It'd be huge to have, backup transportation, someone else to call on.
A new program in the city of Minneapolis aims to help people like Billy who need wheelchair-accessible transportation. The city is reducing licensing fees for cab companies that offer 24-hour handicap-accessible rides. Minneapolis's website states that these cabs should work just like any other cab and shouldn't cost the rider any additional fees. 5 cab companies have already agreed to be a part of the new program. But when we called and asked about handicap-accessible services, we found that the system still has some problems. The first company we called was Yellow Cab. They told us it would be over an hour wait for a ride. Green and White Taxi didn't have an extra charge, but only had one vehicle available that day. Their wait time was 2 hours. Another company, Minneapolis Taxi, charged an additional $10 for cabs with handicap access. Airport Taxi had a 45-minute wait and charged an additional $15 for handicap services. Lastly, La Mexicana Taxi Cab told us that their usual handicap fee was $15, but their one accessible van had been in an accident and wasn't available. A statement from Grant Wilson, the city's manager of licensing and consumer services, says, "This is the third variation of a wheelchair-accessible taxicab program that the city has tried in the past 15 years. Since it was just rolled out, I have no doubt that we will have some adjustments to make in the first few months."
Really, you're waiting is the problem. You're waiting on someone else.
And that's just what Billy and other wheelchair users will have to do for now. Just wait and see if the city and the cab companies can make it work. Hannah Flood, Murphy News Service.